I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is Harriet Davis, Chair of the Historic District Commission on Tuesday, February 21, 2023, 5:30 p.m., a Zoom meeting which is being recorded. So, Joe, do you see anybody eager to make a public comment?
Let's take a look here. There's no public comment, Madam Chair.
Okay. And what about those minutes from February 15th? Can you?
Yeah, I just forwarded to everyone, but I'll also
But you can share them
yes.
too?
Yeah, let me just pull up Catherine's
Good.
email. Just give me 1 second. HDC drafts. Okay. 2:15 minutes, right? You said?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Screen 2:15 minutes.
Aha.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
And the rest of you see them? Ah, we seem to have Peter Clay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So have you all seen them and had a chance to look at them?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Is there a motion to accept these minutes?
Seconded. Or yes.
Okay. Shall we
Second.
vote? So Kirsten,
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Now, I don't know who iPhone is.
Lisa.
Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Will you approve the minutes for us?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, Don. Don Bannon, can you approve the minutes?
Don should just stay on his phone, maybe.
I
Just
think
not
so.
bother with the computer. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right.
Like Secretary Tinsley is here as well.
Oh, good. Excellent. All right. So now the next thing, so we did approve those minutes unanimously. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Therefore, let us go immediately to the application of Timothy Fazio on behalf of the Hamilton Wenham Little League for the installation of 2 scoreboards at Pingree Park, 211 Main Street. And Tim, would you like to take a few minutes? I know we've done this before, but
sure. Just real quick. Thank you so much for having me again and for arranging to have a second meeting on short notice to get hopefully get this done. To report to everyone, we had a very nice meeting. It lasted probably about an hour with a sort of informal site visit of where the scoreboards would be placed. And we talked about them, made some adjustments to make sure that they were in not only the most functional space, but also the most sort of aesthetically appropriate place for passersby, for butters, for really anybody that uses the fields. And I marked those out, and we're basically all the folks that were there were basically in alignment as to their positions.
good. The only point that I would make is on your application, I don't know if you really said that, could you amend your application to show exactly where they're going to go?
Yes, I'm happy to, although I'm not exactly sure what's the best way. They're going to go where we placed the stakes that are currently in the ground that I believe folks took some pictures of.
Okay.
They are still in the approximate locations that I indicated on the application, which is the third base side of Blackfield in foul territory near the tree line.
Mhm.
On the Babe Ruth Field, which is called Wilds Field, they are in foul territory on the first side, all the way in the outfield, and set off under or near one of the large pine trees that's there. So I'm not sure how much more specific.
You are, okay, it's Sue, PT.
I'm sorry, I thought you said 5 o'clock.
I said after 5.
Is everybody in agreement with Tim's discussion?
Yes.
Good. Good. Are you ready to vote on this application?
Yes.
Would somebody like to make a motion that we accept this application?
Motion to accept the application.
And a second?
I
Seconded.
second it.
Thank you. So is there any more discussion? If
No.
not, let's go around the room. Kirsten,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Don Bannon, Mary Wood. Let me see if I can get Mary. She's not
You just
looking
sent
at
her.
it.
Mary, I think you're muted.
Mary, can you unmute yourself? Unmute.
I don't think she can hear you.
All right. I'm going to try one more thing. Mary?
Okay, I'm in now on my phone.
Oh, good, Mary. We're just voting on the application. Are you in
Okay.
support? This is
Uh,
for the placement of the scoreboards.
Yes,
Excellent. Is there anyone against? If not, I'm in favor too. I would say the motion carries. Tim, you've got your scoreboards.
Well,
Great,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Okay,
Hey,
well,
thank you for
thank you.
surround and being so flexible as well.
Exactly.
and
That's
Tim,
wonderful.
Yes, who's that? Who's
it's
that?
Mary Wood
Oh, hi, Mary.
on my
Yep.
phone now. The neighbor does not want the bushes. He likes to look at the park. So even though he has to see the scoreboards, he doesn't want anything to block his view.
Okay, well, that's great. And if there's anything comes up, just let me know, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Well, I'm glad we got that matter put to rest. Okay, now, the next item is the letter to residents that we passed out a couple of meetings ago. Does anybody have any thoughts on that now? Do you think it's okay? It was from 2017, I believe it was from.
2017, what?
Would it be possible to bring it up on the screen?
I don't know, Joe, do you have that?
Not offhand. Would it be on the website, do you know?
Well, maybe the thing to do is to update it with, changing the dates and so forth, and send it around and vote on it in our next meeting, if that's agreeable.
Yes, that would be preferable.
Good.
I remember it, but I don't remember reading it. I mean, we read it at the time, but I didn't.
You wanted to take it home and look at it again, which was understandable. So let's do that. We'll send it out in plenty of time before our next meeting, and it will be updated. Won't be any 2017 on it or whatever. So that's good. So we'll do that. And the next item is the demolition delay law, which is we discussed last time briefly. Kirsten is going to work on it, but not for this town meeting. And so Kirsten, are you still prepared to take that on?
I am. I did have some questions for the committee because
Good.
now the most recent one that was proposed, I don't really know the history of what happened to it and what the discussion was or any opposition, but it is it only includes, I think, things before maybe 1875, something like that. So some other towns that I found in my research have demolition delays for homes as recent as 50 years. Some
Yep.
are 100 years, some are 75 years. I did want to get a little bit of the sense of the committee as to what the goals are for a demolition delay. Is it like cover the whole town? And this is really if it doesn't prevent someone from knocking down an old building, but it would slow down the process so you can.
Right. Exactly. Couple of things to think about is the length of the delay, which can go from 6 months to a year and a half or 2 years. And the years that you want to use as the cutoff. I think Hamilton picked anything before 1942 or something like that. A very recent number. What happened was when it was brought forward before, there was a brouhaha at town meeting because there were several vocal people who didn't like it. And then Paul Weaver was just stepping down in Wenham. In fact, Lauren Goldberg basically was our town council for that meeting. And the two of them got into a brouhaha themselves over it. So the basic procedure would be to have a hearing and see what the concerns are and try. People felt that if their house was on that list, it would decrease its value. Other people felt just the opposite. So anyway, Kirsten, if you could look into it and find
No, I haven't said.
some of the reasons for and against it, what would pass, do you think, in Wenham?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's right.
And then we can not fast track it, because I think that's what's happened before. Basically, what happened was a house was torn down in Wenham. I think it was on Arbor Street. And because we didn't have a demolition delay law. And it was caused a fair amount of upset. So if anybody has any thoughts on the demolition delay concept, let us know. I guess you could talk to Kirsten that without breaking the open meeting law, one-on-one. And
Yeah, and
we'll,
there has been a lot of discussion in the master planning
Yep.
meeting sessions about the historic feel of Wenham, and people really love that. And so I think that we might be in a different place now to think about
Good.
how we want to be preserving that, who do, and really thinking through that as part of the master planning process. And then also because of the new state laws around housing,
Okay, so any other thoughts on the demolition delay law? I'm glad to hear it's in the master plan.
we are the only town in the area that does not have a demolition.
That's right. That is right. And perhaps you could find, I think what would be interesting would be to see if in fact the towns that have adopted it have found that the values of those particular houses went up or down. As I say, it was a very vocal group some 5 years ago, and town meeting just wanted to move on. Kelly, did you want to say something?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, you have your hand
I've
up.
lived in oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
That's okay.
I've lived in other towns where they've done the same. Like Wellesley was 42, I think, as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, well, is there any other thoughts on that? If not, we can move on to, is there any new business? Any thoughts anybody has? No? Okay. In which point, motion to adjourn?
I second.
Okay. Who's going to make the motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Good. Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mary, Kelly?
Aye.
And
Lisa,
let's see,
aye.
Lisa and Don.
Aye.
Good, and I vote to adjourn. Well, thank you all very much for coming, for having an extra meeting so we could accommodate the Pingree Little League situation. Okay, well, we'll see you all next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Harriet. Thank you, everybody.